My number one source has not slept in over 72 hours. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome in. I just got off a 16.5-hour Zoom call with my number one source, and guys, we have major intel to bring you on the Ohio State recruiting front after an absolutely huge defensive weekend. A lot of big-time prospects on the campus of Ohio State. We've got some news. My number one source has been all over this. He's been fighting tooth and nail for information, guys. Everyone's been asking. Everyone's wondering. The Caleb Downs visit. What's happening there? Well, guys, I said a few days ago I had intel that was telling me Caleb Downs will be committing to Ohio State in July. I stand by that. It was an unbelievable visit for Caleb, coming up to Columbus from Georgia. And guys, he's down to Ohio State, Alabama, and Georgia. He's going back home. He wants to sit down for a few weeks and make his decision. But folks, let me tell you, trust me and trust my number one source, Caleb Downs. Ohio State identified him. They're going to get him. Alabama keeps talking about they're going to land, they landed Tony Mitchell. They're going to get Caleb Downs. They're going to get all these 5 stars. It's not happening. They don't have the sources I have. Caleb Downs is a Buckeye. It's legit. It's confirmed, guys. No one else can find information on this recruitment. My number one source spent over 5 hours in a Zoom call with a major coach in the state of Georgia, and Caleb Downs, we expect him to announce his commitment to Ohio State sometime in the month of July. He's taken all of his official visits. He's a methodical kid. He wants to sit down with his family, and he will make his decision, and we expect it will be for Ohio State after an unbelievable weekend visit. Of course, all the visits are going to be good, right? That's the thing. It's just how good of a visit actually was it. Like, you're not going to visit Ohio State as a 5-star and have a bad visit. They're going to roll out the red carpet for you, obviously. But the overall big intel here, Caleb Downs will be a Buckeye. That is huge, guys. Also, big news. Tackett Curtis made his visit to Ohio State. We know he's got a top 3 of USC, Wisconsin, and Ohio State. And guys, the expectation with Tackett Curtis is he will be committing to Ohio State sometime in the coming weeks. He's made his official visits. He's ready to end his recruitment. This is a big-time get for Jim Knowles. This is the guy that Jim Knowles identified early in the process. And unfortunately, he has been dropping in terms of overall ranking quite a bit. He's ranked 81st at this point. But still, this is a recruitment Ohio State has led basically from start to finish. They get the last official visit. He had a phenomenal time with his entire family. He took pictures out near midfield. It was a great visit for him. And his recruitment is basically done very similar to Caleb Downs, where he's used all his official visits. Now it just comes down to making one final decision, which will come in the month of July. A lot of these guys will be announcing their decisions in July this summer. The next guy, John Walker. This is the one big defensive tackle, one tech target for Larry Johnson. John Walker, Ohio State has a huge lead for right now, and they only extended that in their recent visit. He's a top 100 overall player. This is a major, major target, and Ohio State really only battling Florida at this point. I don't think UCF and Michigan are in it at all, so it's really just Ohio State against Florida. And guys, if you've been hearing the recent stuff on Florida, they are a complete dumpster fire in terms of recruiting right now. Their NIL collective is a complete mess. You look at all the sources in Florida, they've been telling me it is ugly. So a very small chance. With everything that's going on in Florida, John Walker coming off his official visit to Ohio State. He is Ohio State's true one tech of this class, big boy defensive tackle. We expect John Walker in the very near future to announce his commitment to Ohio State. So Tackett Curtis and John Walker and Caleb Downs, for me, they're all on commitment watch. These are 3 key defenders for Ohio State. We do have some bad news to report. Damon Wilson, who is a phenomenal pass rusher, one of Ohio State's top pass rushing targets, did not make his visit to Ohio State. It was looking like it was going to be a top 2 of Ohio State and Alabama. And guys, I'm sorry, but I have to do this. I have to sound the alarm on the Ohio State pass rushing class for 2023. There's some major negative recruiting going on right now against Larry Johnson in terms of his retirement. He's very old. You've got other programs telling these prospects he's retiring in a year or two. He's not even going to coach you. So Ohio State right now, in terms of defensive tackles, they're doing good, and we're going to get to Darren Reed. He's making his commitment. He's another guy we're going to talk about. But when you look at the pass rushers, Ohio State right now, it's lacking. It really is. Jason Moore, you can say they're in on it with Notre Dame, but is he really a true pass rusher? You look at him, I believe he's 6'6", 255. So guys, it's tough. We were really hoping Wilson was going to visit and Ohio State would be able to move the needle because there was speculation that Alabama and Ohio State were his top two. Him not coming, it basically tells you Ohio State's not in this recruitment. So that is unfortunate. That is a bad situation. We do also have a major update on Darren Reed. Now, guys, people look at Darren Reed's ranking 228th in the country or whatever it is. They're not that impressed, but Darren Reed is a major stock up guy. He is dropping his commitment. It's a 4th of July bombshell for Darren. He's dropping it July 4th. He visited LSU a few weeks ago. They took all of the momentum. It swung in their direction. They started leading for him. But Ohio State and Larry Johnson have done such a great job this past weekend, specifically getting the momentum back. Darren is the type of kid to kind of flip-flop pretty, rapidly. So after this visit, what I would say with Darren Reed, let's wait for this visit to wear off. Now, he is committing very soon, which is good for Ohio State. You get his last official visit, and then he commits basically a week later on July 4th. That's very good news. But Darren's the type of kid right now, I would say, coming off his visit, Ohio State leads, but LSU is definitely going to be into contact with him. LSU was leading for him going into this official visit. Ohio State has since taken the lead, but he is one to watch in terms of he's a kid that kind of flip-flops a lot. It's going to be either Ohio State or LSU. Ohio State has had the better relationship. They've identified him early in the process. I expect him, they had the last official visit as well. I expect Ohio State to land a major commitment from Darren Reed on July 4th. Right now, Ohio State leads, but I'm just saying, this is a kid that flip-flops a lot. We're going to have to watch this. I'm sure LSU is going to be in his ear hole leading up to his commitment on July 4th. We also have Jermaine Matthews announcing his commitment. We all expect it's going to be to Ohio State on July 1st. We've got Darren Reed coming on the 4th, so you could get two good defensive players. Sure, maybe they're not, top 100 kids, but they're still really good players. As for Kion Lee, the cornerback prospect from Georgia, he had a great official visit to Ohio State. Again, what does that mean, right? Every kid's going to have a great official visit to Ohio State. But Ohio State basically came into this visit in the lead. The only other team I would say to watch out for would be, I think it was Oregon was the other team. Yeah, Oregon and Nebraska, and he's not going to Nebraska. So this recruitment should be wrapped up by the end of July as well. I think it's going to be a major July in terms of defensive targets. Tackett Curtis possibly. John Walker. We know about Darren Reed on the 4th. We know about Jermaine Matthews on July 1st. So this is a major defensive haul for Ohio State. The guy that I am, again, a little bit bummed on, really just the pass rushers. I'm not seeing the movement in terms of the elite pass rushers right now. Keeley is the guy, the commitment to Notre Dame. Maybe you can flip him. I think Ohio State really got screwed. I've said this before. I think if Brian Kelly is still the head coach of Notre Dame, we can flip, we would have been able to flip that kid extremely easily. But Marcus Freeman just relates to kids. He's a really good recruiter, and flipping Keeley is going to be extremely, extremely hard with Marcus Freeman there being a defensive head coach, being able to relate to recruits. It's going to be a tough flip. So Ohio State right now, the one major position I'm concerned in terms of defense, they should land two really good linebackers in Arvil Reese and Tackett Curtis. The secondary, they're in on a ton of players. Defensive tackles, you're looking at a 3-tech in Darren Reed. If they miss on Darren Reed, I'd get a little worried about that. But if they land Darren Reed, they land the big 1-tech John Walker. I think that's a fine interior defensive tackle class. The pass rushers, that's only the real thing I am worried about in terms of this Ohio State class. So key visits here for Ohio State. Luke Montgomery also visited, and obviously, guys, I've already said Caleb Downs, very hard to get information out of that camp when it comes to Caleb Downs. He likes to keep his recruitment a secret, but guys, my number one source has been all over the Caleb Downs thing. This kid is a Buckeye. It'll happen in July. I know Alabama is confident. They just landed Tony Mitchell. Their fans are going crazy. They think they're going to have this major haul. Caleb Downs is a Buckeye. Ohio State knows they need to land this kid. They're going to land him. This is going to be the biggest win for Ohio State in terms of recruiting Georgia since Von Bell, or was Von Bell Tennessee? Von Bell might have, but out of the South, I'm saying. This is a major win for Ohio State. So that is the latest situation on all the recent major visitors the Buckeyes are hosting, guys. It's huge. There's some crazy NIL deals out there we're going to talk about, but that is the intel I currently have after having a massive 16.5-hour Zoom call where we discuss, honestly, guys, me and my number one source were talking about the Darren Reed recruitment for about 12 hours. I'm not even going to lie. So that is legitimate. That is real. This is all the recent intel in terms of Ohio State recruiting. There's a number of other recruits I'm going to give updates on as the week progresses, as more information on the visits come out. That is the latest intel we have right now, guys. Make sure you're following me on Twitter. Link to that's always in the description. I'm, of course, the Depressed Ginger. Thank you for watching.